Hello, Littlesilver. How are you all doing? Welcome back to part 2 of my meeting my dad, meeting my father's video. I wanted to get in touch with my dad, but I didn't know the right way to approach it. As you know, all this I'm doing by myself. I'm not involved in anyone, because this is my journey, and I love the way it is, and I'm following it the way I feel is more comfortable for me, because I do not want any confrontations or someone trying to misunderstand me in my own journey. So yes, one time I had insomnia and I couldn't sleep. I think then I was like, maybe I could write a message on WhatsApp to my dad. And then I went to my WhatsApp. I remember I was crying, writing the message, or introducing myself. Imagine writing to your own father, introducing yourself at, hey, this is blah blah blah. I'm your daughter, and so many things. And when I finished writing, it was a long message, and that is, it was midnight. And then I started thinking, should I send the message or should I not? And I knew if I don't send this message, I'm probably going to just delete it and not send at all. So I took a long breath, wiped my tears, because I was in tears while writing the message, and I sent the message. I knew if I kept it longer, I would probably delete it and not send it. I said if I wait till morning, I'll probably change my mind and drag it. But I said, you know what, this is it. I sent him a message with my picture. I first reached out to him, and the next morning I checked, he had read the message and he had not replied. I didn't think much about it. I had a few errands I was going to attend to in the CBD, in Nairobi town. I had gotten to the Ministry of Education at, I think, 9 or 8:30, but it was not open. And the guy who was attending to documents had delayed a little bit, and he found me waiting by the door when he was opening the office. So when he came in, he was so sweet. He took my documentation and told me, you know what, yesterday documents have not left, so I'm going to put yours with yesterday's document, and they'll be sent. So I think they are sent to an office somewhere. They get signed and they come back. If you can hang around and come back at 2 instead of going home and coming back to collect tomorrow, by 2 it will be done. So I decided to hang around. There's a place near Kenya Insurance Plaza, that Java, which is there, where people do skating. So there's a place around where people sit. So I sat there, and for some reason there was some Wi-Fi which connected to my phone. I don't know, I think it's the ICT Wi-Fi. It connected to my phone. Then I checked my messages, and I find out my dad had replied just immediately. I just started crying, I started crying again uncontrollably, my tears were running through. I texted my friend and told her, imagine what my dad replied, and that apology you never expected to ever have. One thing about me is that I am quite, I express myself better in writing. So I really wrote a sentimental message to him, just Let me know if you want to know the message that I wrote him. Snap bits of my message was like, hey dad, it's your daughter and sister. And then I started explaining myself, why I have decided to reach out, and the things I was curious to know about him, like what is he compassionate about, what is his thought patterns, and stuff like that. Just, catching up normally with life. It was a long message, and that was 12:17. 17 minutes past midnight. That's why when I sent him a message. So his reply was, indeed, blood is thicker than water, as it is said. I've been thinking of you and felt disconnected from my own daughter. I'm sorry for having been unavailable at times when you needed my input on your overall growth and development the most. I'm eager to have a face-to-face conversation with you at any possible venue and time. I read that and my eyes decided, now we are going to do our job, which is to cry. Not the seeing job, crying. So I cried the whole time. I messaged my friend. I was like, can't believe what. And then my friend's message also was like so sweet. I continued crying. Luckily enough, I had sunglasses on. So I'm sure if someone was seated on either sides of me was wondering, what is this young woman going through? So I would just wipe, if I feel that my tears rolling down, I would wipe, fast forward my time to go and collect my documentation, that is 2, came. And I went, collected my documentation and went home. So walking on the streets, I was running the whole message in my head. And you see, sometimes when you feel some kind of an emotion and you're like, I'll probably concentrate on it when I get to be alone or something. So walking in Nairobi streets is not it's not an easy job. It's a task by itself. So I was in that commotion, and I decided, okay, let me just go get settled in the matatu or the bus. The matatu is the bus, and now start to breathe and take it in. I entered the matatu. Every time I reread the message, my tears would just be dropping down. But it was such a relief. I cried my whole way to my cousin's place. At that time, I was living at my cousin's place in Zimmerman. So I cried all the way from the CBD to Zimmerman. I got home. I settled again. I kept reading the message and crying. I never knew I was capable of this much crying. The crying I have done in 2022. And then after that, we exchanged a few messages, and we planned to meet. But for me, I felt good. At least I had reached out, or I had opened a channel for communication. I had expressed wanting to meet him in person, and I also didn't know if I'm ready or not, but I knew I was ready. However, I didn't have any financial means. I was without kakitu. I think this was it. This was one of my lowest moments in life, and I didn't have any source of income, and I had squandered. If you know me, I love life. I live life. So at this point in time, actually, I was just surviving what I have in the moment. If I have 100 shillings that can take me to the CBD and back, that was enough. This is a whole part of me that I have worked on, like learning to be content with what you have and not worrying so much about the future. And this was one of my money relationship journeys, that we all worry about, oh, I don't have money for tomorrow. What if you utilized and lived in that moment? So I didn't have any money. So I knew me planning to go and meet him was what was kind of a task. I was supposed to travel from Nairobi to Kitui town to meet him. It's not much, it's $5, but I didn't have $5 then to travel or something like that. Like my whole trip would have cost me like $10, but I didn't have. So I said, why should I have all these setbacks? Because I've opened this channel, let's just keep communicating. And I knew I wouldn't want to ask to ask him for transportation, or else I would just eat the fare. But yes, so it got to a point whereby I knew I cannot make it to go and see him. So I told him, you know what, I'm not working at the moment and I will not be able to come and meet you. We shall plan when I'm able to meet you. And I don't know, maybe it's angel sent or something, but he offered to pay for my transportation. And I was like, okay, then, because at the back of my mind, this is what was stopping me from going to see him. I was like, okay, I could go and meet him. And so we planned the date, the venue. I tried to convince him to come to Nairobi. If we could meet in Nairobi, then it would have been easier for me. Then I wouldn't even have needed him to send me transportation. That was actually what I thought before he offered to send me transportation. I tried to tell him if he ever comes to Nairobi city, and he said, really? So we went and met in Kitui town, and he had driven to Kitui as well, because we don't live in the town. And we met. We went to an hotel where we could have a conversation, and I had a really beautiful conversation with him. Very, very, very meaningful conversation, as well as crying. And this man was just listening, telling me all the good things that I needed to hear, or telling me all the good things like a father would tell a daughter. And I felt really, really good. And I had a glimpse of his other family now. He told me how many kids he has, where they are, and it was such a beautiful day. And then he was like, oh, would you like to meet my family? Like he said that his kids don't know about me, but their wife knows about me. And he was like, I would like you to meet my other family. And I was like, hold on, I just met you. Like, not in a sarcastic way. I'm like, just give me time, let me process this, like let me process us, and when I'm ready, definitely I would want to meet your family. So then we had a meal. He had a couple of things to do, some errands or some things he had to buy. I took him around, he bought, and then he gave me a ride. First ride with my dad. Then he gave me a ride to go to my sister's place. And until today, we are having a beautiful relationship with my dad, or rather we are building a beautiful relationship. And I like him, I like his approach in life. So many things, like I wanted him to answer, he answered. I know where he comes from, I can relate. Like not physically where he comes from, but ideologically how he handles situations, and there's so much, like I tell him, there's a lot I share with him, and we are building a wonderful, wonderful relationship. And I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm so happy. And this is the best thing. It's the best thing that I could ever do to myself to enhance this healing journey. So I think that's it. Just let me know in the comment section what you'd like to know more about this meeting adventure, and we can share. I am available for storytelling. I've been doing a few of other videos as well on my therapy journey, and I believe sharing someone's journey is not like a matter of vulnerability. It's to tell other people like healing is possible, and sharing opens up a mindset for other people to know how to approach. You may not approach your healing my way. You are basically allowed to approach it however you feel comfortable, however you feel suits you. So cheers to healing. I wish you nothing but love and light, a lot of positive vibes, and all the best things you could ever imagine. You deserve everything in this life. All you have is to believe, work hard as well, work smart, all those things. And thank you so much for this family. My YouTube has enabled me to be more expressive. I'm kind of a shy person. If you meet me in real life, I would have a lot of stories, but honestly, I was struggling to get behind a camera and shoot. But now I have been courageous, having more confidence, as well as working on the setbacks, working on the limitations, the thought patterns or limiting beliefs. There's a lot I've been working on, and I appreciate you for sharing with me this journey. And I kept growing. Actually, I kept gaining, having subscribers, even though I was not posting. So I kind of owe you some more regular videos. So thank you so much, and I wish you a lovely, lovely time. Bye.